Yo guys, what is up? Welcome back to some more Zero Hour. Welcome back to another Pro 1v1 match. Today's a pretty exciting one. We've got Big SiZe once again. I do think we need to step away from Big SiZe at some point because I feel like a bit of a SiZe fanboy. Pretty much every replay we've been watching lately has just been of him. But we do have a new player that we haven't casted for a while, which is ViViD. And that's why it's pretty exciting, because we've seen that SiZe is pretty much on fire lately. How is he therefore going to do against ViViD? ViViD also a very, very solid player. And actually, especially with GLA, which SiZe is here against today. So in this first match we're going to watch. So we've got ViViD, OOE ViViD, up in the north with the GLA Vanilla in the green. We're on Arctic Lagoon by the looks of things. Then down in the south, we have Big SiZe with the orange USA. I believe it's just the USA versus GLA regular. I might have got that wrong. I'll have to check the tab in a second. Yeah, tab. GLA USA standard. So this is from the $1,100 extravaganza tournament that is going on. And it's like game number 3 or something like that. I saw it was a chunky size, and it's probably going to be a GG. So here we go. But yeah, it's pretty exciting for me, because usually when you watch some games, you know who's going to win. But this one, you've got a favorite. If there's a set or a challenge, you've got a favorite in your head. You know who's kind of favorite, who's like the favorite with the bookies or whatever you want to call it. And yeah, here I think SiZe is still the favorite. I think he beat ViViD last time, but ViViD is very, very strong on his day. He can put up a very, very strong performance indeed. One thing that annoys me about this map that really needs to get looked into is this ridiculous worker setup. That worker there, did you see what it was doing? And if he makes another one, you'll see what's going on. Come back to that in a second. Well, technical now coming in for ViViD. 3 RPGs. SiZe is going to go for the crush. Big moment, actually, because if he doesn't get that V, that's a bad start there for ViViD. Because SiZe had a Hellfire on that as well, so that was an expensive loss if he did lose it. Technical here, you want to wait for the terrorists to actually detonate before... You want to wait for the technical to get out of there, which he did. Hits the power, doesn't kill the rangers, because he had to escape with the technical. Better to escape with the technical. But now, yeah, he has to keep 4 workers there now, because if he makes another one, it's actually going to go round and delay him massively. It really needs looking into scientifically, honestly. It's ridiculous. SiZe got slowed down a little bit. Barracks damaged a little bit, but apart from that, not taking any real damage. Worth noting, I don't think it will make any difference to the video, but I'm actually watching a replay for the first time here today on a 240 hertz BenQ monitor, like one of the top esports monitors. I've just replaced all of my screens. And, I mean, here watching a replay, your FPS is locked. So I don't think it's going to make any difference, but yeah, just to let you know. Losses on both sides there. SiZe needs to get out. Ooh, it does go down. So yeah, I think that favors SiZe. I think it favors SiZe, but ViViD has quickly expanded to a third. But I do worry about the number of technicals out for ViViD. And even though he's got a fast third, because of this supply, I'm not convinced this economy is going to be as strong as it possibly could. And SiZe behind this looks like he's going for the oil there as well. So yeah, but, not a lot of people know, but when you're actually watching a replay, your FPS is locked to 30. So it doesn't matter if your computer's capable of 144 or capable of 9,000 or whatever. The game we're watching is physically locked to that number there at the top in the yellow. Same as if you play skirmish as well. I don't understand too much of the technicalities behind it, but yeah, apparently the game speed is locked to the FPS. But when you play network mode, or when you play online multiplayer, then you can unlock the FPS to higher, and you can get like 240, and that's when you get the trees moving really quick. Yeah, I don't fully understand it, but yeah, it feels really sluggish for me just scrolling around here because we're locked to this 30 FPS. Nice denied F from ViViD. SiZe's got a number of MDs just kind of chilling around. He really wants this oil. He's going to guard it at the moment and then send in the Rangers over there as well. SiZe not going for what normally USA players do, which... which is actually pushing out and trying to close down the arms dealer in the first opening, like, what, 3rd minute? Or, yeah, maybe even a little bit earlier than now, like a minute earlier, maybe. 3rd or 4th minute. Bit of an engagement here. SiZe did get his oil denied one more time, but SiZe, I think, is winning this game. He's not ahead in terms of XP, but he is pushing ViViD back now, and I'm not convinced that there's quite enough technicals to hold if SiZe does want to push. And ViViD has to constantly be over here harassing these rangers. Is he going to kill that one there as well? I think it would have been good to suicide that and kill that ranger, because SiZe is potentially going to get this now. There's that word again, potentially. You know, I love that word. Few Vs here. Ooh, he's going to go in. SiZe loses 1v. 2V's very, very quick, actually. And actually saving that Vet 2 technical there. You're seeing how fast it chipped away the HP on those Vs. They literally, he clicked on them and they went down instant. So ViViD actually performing very, very well. Palace is on 36%, 38%. ViViD killing his own oil? See, that's a little bit weird. Maybe he anticipates he's going to lose his area. He could, but potentially, there's that word again, potentially lose that area. One thing to take into account is when you play ViViD, SiZe being in Denmark, ViViD being in Malaysia. Ooh, was that a dozer hunt? That's empty. That'd have been a terrorist in there. That could have been good. I think that would have been the last dozer. He's TNT'd that firebase. Could have got the last dozer. ViViD doing very well. Definitely holding his own. He is ahead in terms of XP, so you could say maybe ViViD is leading. He's got an 84% Palace. But yeah, with the slight delay, usually you're talking between 20 and 30 ping. Even though it looks like there's full ping here for us right now, you've got to anticipate there will definitely be some kind of a delay on these Vs. So when normally a USA player might just push out there, like we saw almost earlier, might be a little bit more hesitant to do so. SiZe might lose a dozer here. Technical coming in, but SiZe has left 2 Vs. Big moment, big moment. Ooh! Oh, SiZe not paying attention at all. Oh man, that's bad. That's probably cost him the game. If he'd have literally just had them on guard mode or just microed him a little bit, he probably would have won this game, but now I think he's lost. Yeah, just literally based on that. It's such a huge loss. Like, with that search and destroy, that's the game changer. That moment we just saw there is the big game changer. SiZe under a lot of pressure now, but the buggies are already out. So, I mean, it's alright to be under pressure, but you start rushing in and losing Vs to these buggies, into these tunnels, this gets worse and worse for you. SiZe is pushing forward, sacrifices some Vs to gain some ground. Once the Jean Cal comes out, though, all of these missile defenders on the ground will be cleared too. SiZe now collecting from these crates a load more technicals to back this up. Nice laser lock there. Does kill one technical despite it hiding behind the supply. SiZe amassing another load of Vs here. This oil did go down. Looks like a TNT that I've just missed. There is a demo trap there. I wonder if that'll come into play later on. There is a worker there. It looks like there's not many green dots, but to be honest, I don't know if it's just my screen that because I've got this new monitor. The colors tends to be quite hard to see that tiny little green dot down there in the bottom left. SiZe continuing the push. Few technicals there going down. This technical's Vet 3. And yeah, it's fighting back. Ooh. One more V gets picked off. The Palace is in close proximity now. SiZe evac to MDs. Barracks here is going to go down. This is still pretty close. SiZe is still in with a good chance, but the amount of buggies here is pretty dangerous. I'd say maybe 70-30. 70% ViViD. Yeah, especially our buggy ammo. Because he's got the long range and SiZe doesn't. That's literally as simple as that. There's no Colonel Burton. Ooh. Oh, he killed it. Thought he stepped on it for a second. ViViD expanding to another supply. And SiZe gonna attack around the side, pick off this tunnel and probably pick off the supply. It'll probably leave the Palace. But ViViD is actually going to go back. I thought he would have stayed, actually. Maybe go for the base trade. I think either way, ViViD's in a much more favorable position. Wherever he goes back and kills these Vs, they're trapped behind the palace now anyway. He's going to go for the market. Or whether ViViD just literally comes in and goes to the base trade. This technical probably will go down eventually. Suicided there. Oh, don't tell me that's going to escape. No way. Completely no control on it whatsoever, but does get away in the end. Is SiZe just going to fade out here, or is he going to be able to do something against these buggies? He's going to need quite an epic mistake from ViViD. He's going to need to run into a bunch of Vs where there's a bunch of missile defenders and take down at least like 4 of them buggies to have any kind of a chance. Because ViViD's still collecting on 2 supplies. He's collecting here. And he's collecting here. Notice he's still on 4 workers, though. He can't make an extra because that supply is screwing him over. Yeah, it's looking very bad for SiZe now. He's got Pathfinders out. But is a Pathfinder really going to make any difference? It's interesting. Once the buggies start firing, even though the Vs go behind the supply, they still lock the missiles on. So yeah, I think SiZe is 100% dead here, I'm afraid. Yeah, ViViD's GLA, I never fully realized, but his GLA is rock solid. If you're going to beat his GLA, you need full focus. Don't take the initial damage. Ideally, you don't want to take a TNT on SiZe's supply, which I think he did early. And then obviously lost that dozer. But yeah, I think that TNT that I said that changed the game literally did win the game for ViViD here, I think. Because that search and destroy does make all the difference. And obviously the support powers and all that stuff that SiZe didn't have as well. A lot of people in the chat or the comments will be saying, well, if SiZe kept his CC, he would have won. Could be so. As USA, you can do that sometimes. But sometimes, well, it definitely means if you don't sell your CC, your first War Factory and first full V is severely delayed. So that first technical, therefore, definitely will get in and TNT something big. So yeah, the idea of selling your CC is that you get your first units out in order to stop that. Well, it was a tech RPG first, wasn't it? That SiZe did have stuff there to stop. So his initial opening was kind of good. Units lost 113 for SiZe, 80 for ViViD. So yeah, it wasn't kind of one-sided. I feel like it was. Even though SiZe was behind the XP, I feel like he was kind of doing okay and on for a win, on course for a win. Even though he's slightly behind in terms of XP, just because USA is so strong. But then it was literally not paying attention to the strategy center that got TNT'd with his dozer that cost him the game. If he had them Vs maybe spread out a little bit and on guard mode, that probably would have done it. Or if it had just looked and microed it a little bit and moved his dozer out the way, cancelled the strat and rebuilt it, the worst case scenario, then it would have been better than losing his losing his losing his Vs and the strat and the dozer. He lost everything, man. What an absolutely massive loss that was. Anyway, GG, well played, and see you in the next one.